Good morning, students. Let us study about the properties of surfaces and solids in engineering mechanics. Okay, surfaces and solid. We need to study the properties. What are the properties the surfaces have means? So first we are going to study about the property of surface and solid as centroid and center of gravity. Centroid and center of gravity. So what is centroid? Centroid means center point of a surface or a solid. Okay, center of gravity is the center of gravity of a body is defined as the point through which the entire weight of the body acts. Entire weight. So regarding a body means an object. So the object have a weight. So on mass it have a mass. So it has a weight. So where the weight is acting? The center point, midpoint of the object. So the entire center point of the object about which the weight will be acting, assumed to be concentrated. So center of gravity means the point through which entire weight of the body acts. Then what is centroid means? When it is referred to as weightless laminas or plane surfaces. Okay, surfaces. So thin lamina. So the thickness will not be taken into consideration. So weightless lamina. In such cases, we will term it as centroid, the center point of the area center. It is termed as the plane area center. Okay, this can be defined in another way that the point at which whole area of the body is assumed to have concentrated. Okay, the point at which total area. So surface means a plane lamina, plane surface means it has a total area. So center point of the area. So the point at which the total area acts. Then centroid is the term referred to as 1 and 2 dimensional figures, isn't it? Yes. 1 dimension means only length. Only length is assumed means center point means midpoint of the line. So 2 dimension means a plane surfaces. Length and breadth will be there, the area center. So for 1 dimension and 2 dimension it is termed as centroid. For 3 dimensional object having length, breadth, thickness, real object, original object, this is the center of gravity, which is where it is referred to as center of gravity. Then both are represented by G. Okay, both centroid and center of gravity both are represented by the letter G, capital letter G. Okay. Centroid are simple plane figures. Simple plane figures. Plane figures, rectangle, circle, square and all. So we will study one by one. Okay. The centroid can be determined by graphical consideration. For simple plane figures, we can find by graphical considerations or maybe by integration. Okay, graphical consideration means measuring the length, measuring the midpoint, like that we can find. So we draw the diagram and find the midpoint. So consider a rectangle of length L and breadth B. Okay, this is a rectangle. So length will be there, no? Length is L. Then breadth of the height. So this dimension, okay, breadth will be B. So this is a rectangle. So for this rectangle, the length will be there, this side. The length of this rectangle is L, breadth of the rectangle is B. Then here in this centroid, what is centroid? It's a midpoint of the length as well as midpoint of the breadth. Okay, midpoint of length. At midpoint only the center point will be there. So at midpoint of the B, okay. So how we will find means graphically we draw the diagonal, 2 diagonals. Okay, draw the 2 diagonals. So diagonals will meet at the center point, isn't it? Center point which is centroid, G. So G. So this G will be at what distance? This distance. Total distance is L. So midpoint will be L by 2 distance, isn't it? Then the height. So total is B. Then what is this distance? It's a midpoint. L B by 2. Midpoint B by 2 distance. At a distance of B by 2, the G will be there. At a distance of L by 2, the G will be there. So at the midpoint, the centroid will be there. Then for a triangle, let us consider a triangle of base B and height h. So this triangle, so for this triangle, so the base length of the base is B. Then height of the triangle is h. So for this triangle, where the centroid will be there, how to find means just we have to draw the median of this triangle. Median means the line joining the vertex and the midpoint of opposite side. Line joining the vertex. So this vertex means this points. The point, okay, this corner point vertex and midpoint of this line. Midpoint of this line. So I draw one line. This is median. So line joining the vertex and the midpoint of opposite side is the median. So like that I draw another median. So this is also line joining the vertex and midpoint of the opposite. There I draw another median. So these medians meet at a common point. This point is the center point of the centroid point of the triangle G. Okay, how to find the triangle, the distance? So from this we know B by 2 is at a midpoint only. Okay, this in this direction, the base at the midpoint only, the G will be there. Then what's the height of the, what is the height? Okay, what is the height of the, at what distance it will be there means it will be h by 3, 1 by 3 of the height. Y means the G divides the median internally in the ratio 2:1. Okay, this median, the G will divide in 2:1 ratio. This distance is 2, this distance will be 1. So only from this distance, so this will be 1 by 3 of the height. So from the vertex when I am calculating means it will be 2 by 3 into height, isn't it? From the base point, the center point will be 1 by 3 of the height, isn't it? From the vertex point, it will be 2 by 3 of the height. That's all. So we find the centroid. Then let us study about reference axis and centroidal axis. So reference axis means what we take x-axis and y-axis. Horizontal means x-axis, vertical means y-axis, mutually perpendicular axis, which we take from them, all the measurement will be taken from the reference axis, that axis, which is reference axis. Then centroidal axis means the axis passing through the centroid. Okay, axis passing through the centroid. So this center, so this is an object, so this is a center point G. So the axis, round horizontal line. This axis is centroidal, x axis. So we will term this x, centroidal axis. Then vertical axis, y axis. These two axes are centroidal axis. Okay. The axis which is passing through the centroid. That's all. Then reference axis. So this is x and y axis, right? So reference axis. This reference axis means all the values will be taken from these axes. That means the reference axis. So if I find a coordinate means that will be taken from x and y axis. That's all. So this object, okay, this rectangle is at a distance of a from this distance, okay, this y axis, and also b from this axis, b from the x axis. So the rectangle will be there. Then what is x bar? Centroid. Okay, centroid means x bar and y bar. X bar means this distance. Okay, distance along the, so this distance is the x bar value. This distance is x bar value. So centroid point. So the distance along the x axis. So this is x bar, right? So distance along the x axis, but it is taken from the y axis. From the y axis where the G is placed. That's all. Centroid is placed. That is x bar. The center point of the figure. Okay, G. So this is located how long? Okay, from the y axis. And also it is taken along x axis. This is x. So this x bar means up to this A, right? Then from here to here, what is the distance? L by 2. So midpoint of the length. So the centroid will be the length A plus, okay, this distance A plus L by 2. So this is x bar. Then y bar means this distance. So distance along y axis taken from the x axis. Okay, the g will be there. Okay, so here what is the distance? What's the distance means? It is up to this b, right? This distance is b by 2. So b plus b by 2. b plus b by 2 is the x bar and y bar. This is how we have to find centroid. Centroid means the coordinate x bar and y bar. Okay, x bar and y bar. So in other way, we can define y bar as the distance between the centroidal x-axis and the reference axis. So this distance will be y bar. Then x bar means centroidal y axis. Okay, centroidal y axis and y axis. The distance between these two axes will be the x bar. Okay, let us study some geometrical shapes, centroid of simple geometrical shapes. Okay, centroid means x bar and y bar, x distance. X bar means the centroid, the distance along the x-axis taken from y-axis. This is x bar. Y bar means distance along y-axis. Okay, distance along y-axis, but it is taken from x-axis. Okay, this distance is x bar. From y, this distance is x bar. So we need to find x bar and y. Where the g is located, that's all for the geometrical shapes. First square. Square means all the sides will be same in length. Okay, for square it will be x bar will be a by 2, so midpoint. Y bar also a by 2, same height, length and height are same. Then we know the area of the square as a square, a into a, right? A square is the area. Then regarding the rectangle, length and breadth will be there, no? So area of what is the area? L into b. For rectangle, area is L into b. So here x bar is length by 2, isn't it? Length by 2. Y bar means the breadth by 2, height by 2. Breadth by 2 is the y bar. Then regarding the triangle, isosceles triangle. Isosceles means both sides, two sides having equal length. So for this triangle, base is b and height is h. So x bar will be the midpoint. Okay, b by 2. For isosceles triangle, x bar will be b by 2, this distance. Then y bar, height along the y axis, this is h by 3. Okay, so from the base, for triangle, from the base it is 1 by 3 of the height. From the top, if we are taking, means it is 2 by 3 of the height. But here we have to take from the base only. For y bar it is h by 3. Then we know the area of the triangle, which is half BH. Then right angle triangle. Right angle triangle means one of the angle is 90 degree. Here base is b and vertical is height. So here all the x bar also taken from the base, right, like this. So it is b by 3. Y bar is h by 3. Then the area is the same, half into base into height. Then see this circle. Okay, circle means radius r and diameter is represented as d. So for this circle, okay, x bar will be d by 2. So that's the radius. Then y bar also the d by 2. That is radius. Then we know the area of the circle, pi by 4 into d square. One more formula we know, pi r square. We can use the both formulas, pi by 4 into d square, otherwise pi r square. Then regarding the semicircle, half circle, right? Semicircle. So for semicircle, the centroid point will be, so in the x-axis it is d by 2 radius, but y-axis is 4r by 3 pi. We have to study. Okay, 4r by 3 pi. This distance will be 4r by 3 pi. Then for semicircle, the area is 1 by 2 of the area of the circle. Then this type of semicircle, this also semicircle, but it is in vertical orientation, it is there. So here what will happen, the x bar will be 4 by 2, x bar value become 4 by 2, and the y bar value becomes d by 2 radius. Then the area is the same. Then quadrant, that means 1 by 4th of a circle, right? Quadrant, 1 by 4th of a circle. So for quadrant, both the distance are 4r by 3 pi, 4r by 3 pi. Okay, both the distance are 4r by 3 pi. Then area of a quadrant means, area of the quadrant means 1 by 4th of the area of circle, right? Then if the quadrant orientation is like this, what is the x bar will be r minus 4r by 3 pi, because it is like this, right? So from this only, from this side, okay, only 4r by 3 pi, but it is, we have to taken from the corner point, so r minus 4r by 3 pi. Y bar is same, 4r by 3 pi, the formula, area also there. Then ellipse, regarding the ellipse, it has major axis A and minor axis B, so it is in the midpoint. A by 2 is a center, B by 2 is a center point. So area of the ellipse is pi AB by 4. Then trapezium having B and top side A. So this figure, height is heights. Okay, for trapezium also we have G. So here x bar will be the B by 2 distance. Okay. Then what is y bar? This formula we have to find. Okay, we have to study B plus 2A by B plus A into H by 3. Then area of a trapezium means 1 by 2 into A plus B into heights. 1 by 2 into A plus B into height. That's all. Then sector of a circle. Sector of a circle means, a circle means totally 360 degree. So for certain angle, for an angle of theta. So one sector. Okay, sector means for an angle of theta. So here the centroid, for this orientation, centroid will be in the x-axis, right? So y bar will be 0. So we are taking like this. Then x bar is 2r sin alpha by 3 alpha. Alpha means the half of theta. Okay. Then area of a sector means, for a circle it is pi r square. Sector means theta by 360 into pi r square. So this is how we studied the centroid point, centroid location of simple geometrical shapes. Okay, then centroid of composite plane figures. Composite plane figures means combination of two or more simple plane figures. So here it's T, composite plane figure. Here one triangle, one rectangular plane, and also a quadrant also there. So combination of simple plane figures become composite plane figure. Composite plane figures, how to find the centroid means, so we have to study this formula. X bar is A1 x1. Moments, it is about first moment of area, which is taken as area. Moment means force into distance, like that. Area moment, area into distance. Area into distance we have to take. Area moment, area into distance. For force it is, we take area, force into distance. So this area into distance, A1 x1 plus A2 x2 plus. So that's all. We have to consider A1 x1 plus A2 x2 plus up to AN. Okay, number of figures. Divide by area, add all the areas. Here y bar also A1 y1 plus A2 y2 plus up to AN A3 y3 up to AN yn by A1 plus A2. Okay. Then here x1 means the centers, local centers. So we will study one by one. X bar y bar is the central point of the composite figure. When we are studying with the examples, we will understand more about this. Then axis symmetry, axis of symmetry. So regarding this composite figures, so this is symmetrical about this axis, both the sides. So this is symmetrical about the vertical axis. So this section is symmetrical about the x-axis. So if it is symmetrical means the centroid will be in this symmetrical axis, isn't it? Centroid will be in this axis. Centroid, the centroid of this plane figure will be in it, in that line.